Hello everyone, my name is Trevorius, and today I'm back with another episode of 4-ish minute guides, the series where I'm too lazy to make long videos and you're too lazy to watch them. Today I want to teach you guys how I play Nocturne. Just a slight disclaimer I guess, all my footage today is from my smurf, since I've kind of been smurfing a lot more recently to get more ideas on what I need to educate lower elo players to do. So obviously I wouldn't be able to make all these plays I make here in higher elo, but this does not change the fact that Nocturne is still a very good Devourer jungler with decent CC, utility, and pretty solid engage. So without further ado, let's get this started with runes and masteries. For Nocturne, I run the same rune page I use for Warwick, and that is 5 attack speed reds, 4 AD reds, 4 armor yellows, 5 scaling health yellows, 9 scaling MR blues, and 3 attack speed quints. Ooh, that's a mouthful. I do want to mention though that on my smurf I only have 2 rune pages, so I just have been using a basic AD page and it's actually been working just fine. So don't feel like you have to go out and make that exact page if you can't afford the runes, not a big deal. For masteries I go 2190, and again it's the same page I use for Warwick. Now you notice as this guide goes along that I play and build the champions very similar because they are similar in their playstyles. In the early game, I go a machete, 2 pots, and level Q. Don't forget to stand on your Q during your first clear because while you're on it, you receive extra AD. Also, it doesn't really matter which rune page you use because as long as you get a good leash from bot lane, you shouldn't have to use a health pot during your first clear. I've tested both pages, and my first clear is just can't buff camp. Then you'll level E second and grab W as your third spell. Once you back, I'd grab either a Stalker's Blade if you want more CC, or a Skirmisher's Saber if you're looking for more dueling potential. I personally prefer Skirmishers, but that's because on my smurf I like trying to pick fights with the enemy jungler for fun, so Stalker's Blade is fine if you don't want to do that. I think Nocturne's early game is what most differentiates him from Warwick. As Warwick, you can't really gank too well. Your CC is ass, you don't have a proper gap closer, and you have no burst. But Nocturne upgrades all of that a slight bit, making ganking an actual option. His fear combined with the movement and extra AD you get from Q can actually make his ganks fairly effective. Even if you're not getting kills, you're still exerting pressure, which is just as important. You just have to make sure you're farming efficiently as well, so you can get Devourer as quick as possible. Once I get Devourer, I'll usually start building towards a Bork and then grab boots, just like on Warwick. For the boots, I'll usually go Merc Treads, so I spend less time CC'd, but if they have a lot of AD on the team, Ninja Tabby is a fine pickup. After I get my core items, I usually start building tanky. Deadman's Play can combo very well with your ultimate, providing a slow right after you've ulted as long as you auto-attack. Spirit Visage is a nice MR item with its healing passive, but Banshee's Veil can also come in handy for blocking key spells. Randuin's can even provide more slows if you keep getting peeled and kited during fights, and if the game goes really late, I'll usually end up just buying a GA so I can engage without as many worries of dying. For skill order, level ult whenever you can, and then go Q, E, and W last. Q is simply Nocturne's best skill. It provides good clear, good damage, and passive bonuses while you're standing on it. As you level Fear, it also increases the duration, so that's gotta come second, and E really only functions as an occasional spell shield with an attack speed boost if you actually hit it, so it's leveled last. Now for 3 Nocturne tips to help you in your games. The first is to not underestimate the psychological effects your ult has on the enemy. The minute you use that ult, the enemy's vision goes dark, and most of them will instantly back off of whatever they were doing at the time. This provides temporary relief to any laners who were having trouble. Using it also means for 4 seconds, the duration of the dark effect, no one can TP because they only have vision of things close to them. And in a meta filled with teleport, this is actually really important, and it gives you time to get good damage off or maybe even secure a kill before mid and top can respond with their teleports. Tip number 2 is to just use your spell shield on large fights without a real plan to block something specific. I mean, if you have godlike reactions and can focus on everything happening in a teamfight and block the exact right spell every time, good on you, I guess. You're on your way to LCS, buddy. But the majority of people watching this guide, including myself, do not possess those skills. So during the time the shield is up, you'll most likely block a spell, giving yourself a nice little attack speed boost and blocking whatever spell it was. And my last tip is to solo the dragon whenever you get Devour. It provides 5 Devour stacks and it's pretty easy as long as you have a health pot. It's so easy because in addition to the AD from Q and the health pot, your spell shield can actually block the dragon's attacks, since they're technically spells. This makes you take less damage as well as getting that nice attack speed boost that I mentioned earlier. Just make sure you clear the dragon pit of wards before you try to solo it. Thanks for watching the video, guys. I really encourage you to try out Nocturne in your own games. He's a really fun champion who's also pretty good. If you enjoyed the video, I'd really appreciate it if you left a like. It does help me out a lot. Alright, I'll see you guys in my next video.